So my name is Kristen Williams. I'm the Executive Director of Friends of the Environment.
So why were you skeptical about becoming a partner of RARE?
Originally I was skeptical, and I don't know if skeptical is the right word, but we were just cautious in making the decision whether or not to embark on the campaign, just because it's a huge commitment for us as well. Financially and as far as resources, we're a small organization with only 4 key staff that do a lot. And we would be giving up one of those staff members full time, which was great for RARE because, you know, you guys let us know that offhand what was going to be required. So we were aware of what we were signing on to. So we just wanted to make sure that it was going to be worth it, really. And so we spoke to the BNT, the Bahamas National Trust, about their past campaigns. Our program coordinator, who has grown up in Abaco on a small key, has her little tennis ball that she made from a parrot from a RARE campaign that was done here in the early 90s. So that was a huge testament to RARE campaigns. And when we talk to people, you know, on the street, they remember the parrot. The parrot costume, the mascot, actually came to one of the Friends of the Environment fundraisers, you know, in the early 90s. So it made a huge impact, and we knew, you know, after looking at everything, you know, the application's super extensive. We were just, it's really big for a small organization like us. And so after weighing the options, it, you know, was unanimous amongst the board and the staff that we really wanted to do this. And then we became really, you know, we want to do this. We've got to do a Pride campaign. We have got to do this. And so we have, and it's been amazing ever since. And I was also skeptical because the Bahamas is sort of, you know, it's a different culture. It's completely unique. And so when Deshan, our campaign manager, first went off to RARE and came back and had, you know, how we're going to do these meetings, and we drive an hour and a half and then take an hour boat ride to a fishing village that's completely isolated, and we pull up on the dock to do a 4-hour meeting, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I was so skeptical. I said to Shan, this is not going to work. These people are going to leave furious. This is never going to work. And so I took Kentucky Fried Chicken and buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken and got off the dock with all the fishermen and said, please come to our meeting. We have Kentucky. Please come. And we had probably about 20 fishermen there that night. And 2 hours into the meeting, I said, you guys, let's take a break. Let's eat. Do you guys want to, you know, we can have our fried chicken now. No, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And after that, I said, whatever RARE tells us to do, we'll do it. I mean, it was amazing. In this small island, to the fact that you guys can construct a meeting that can work in that setting, that can work everywhere in the world, is amazing. It really is. And it's been like that ever since. I mean, every step of the way.
So what have been some of the highlights for you? That sounds like that was one. What are some other highlights? And then we'll talk about what the challenges.
Oh, there's so many highlights. I mean, there's so many highlights. The school kids and the parents coming up to us saying, oh, yeah, you know, Spike went to your school. Spike is our mascot. Spike the Funny Lobster. And taking it to Shan, our campaign manager, took a drive up north where there's made of really small fishing villages along the way. And completely, you know, just out of the blue, there was a woman who owns a small restaurant on the water buying crawfish as soon as the season opened, using one of our Size Matters gauges, measuring every tail before she bought it. And I've never seen that, ever. And I've lived in the Bahamas my whole life, and I've never seen that. Yeah. And that's incredible. And, you know, when you talk to these fishermen, and I was speaking to a fisherman at the dock the other day, asking him how the season was and how it was going, and he was telling me that he's seeing a lot of small crawfish out there now. And he said, but that's great. That means what you guys are doing are working. Keep it up. And that was amazing to me that he connected the dots, because some other fishermen are saying, oh, you know, all there is the small ones. Where are the big ones? But this guy said, there's small ones because nobody's taking them anymore. That's why they're there, which is, it's really great that he put that all together and connected the dots back to what we were doing. And the industry has been really supportive, and hearing back from them saying that, you know, Grand Key is a community that, similar to the one that I was talking about before, the small fishing village, completely isolated, about 1,000 people, that is notorious for sending undersized crawfish to the processors. And we spent a day there this year with the industry and the Size Matters campaign, going door to door, holding meetings with fishermen, and this year they have had almost zero undersized crawfish come in. And this is coming from one of the biggest processors in the Bahamas. And he attributes that solely to the Size Matters campaign, because he's been doing this for 40 years. And this is the first time that he's never had undersized crawfish.
So how did you settle on this goal for this campaign? Why is this campaign so important to people who aren't from the Bahamas and don't know about the importance of lobsters here?
Second largest industry in the entire country. We export 5.2 million pounds of lobster a year on average. That's incredible. We're one of the top 5 exporters in the entire world, our tiny country of 300,000 people. We're one of, I mean, that's incredible. And so some sort of conservation effort had to happen. And what we didn't know, just with those staggering numbers, I mean, and right now there's no limits. I mean, Bahamians can go out and catch as many crawfish as they want, or spiny lobster. And there's no, a commercial fisherman has to pay a $20 license fee, and that's it. There's basic regulations, but there had to be something done to encourage individual responsibility. And
what we didn't realize is that there was a much bigger picture going on and a much bigger conversation happening in Nassau, which is where the central government is. Everything's based out of Nassau. And currently the Bahamas wasn't able to, or wasn't going to be able to export to Europe if we didn't put some sort of sustainable measures in the industry in place. And we had no idea. When we were constructing this campaign, we had no idea. So it just all fit in at the right time. And it's because of the Size Matters campaign that the country really, the effort really got pushed forward. Because this conversation was happening for about 3 years. And then Size Matters came in, and Friends of the Environment, and came in with the fire and really lit the match and move the needle.
So what is that? What do you project ahead? What do you as a result? So tell us about this certification potential, what it means for the nation's economy, and then the role of your organization in the future.
Well, right now the country is looking at, we have to get certified, MSC certified, which stands for Marine Stewardship Council. And there's a lot that has to happen in order to achieve that certification. And one of those first things are that we had to have a basic assessment done to see where we stand and how far we have to go. And it turns out there's a very big gap, which has been great because the Size Matters campaign is helping us close that gap. And because of the success of the campaign, the national government has really paid attention to see the success in Abaco. And they're now looking at trying to see what it would look like to take that campaign nationally. And so right now, we're in discussions with national groups, the Nature Conservancy, the Bahamas National Trust, the Department of Agriculture and Marine Resources, to see what it'll look like to help the Fishery Improvement Project, which is what we're doing in order to achieve the MSC certification. It really has been an amazing experience, the Pride campaign. And when you meet our board members, I mean, it's so funny. Shaw, our vice president, I can almost say the words because she says it to me all the time. This is the best thing Friends of the Environment has ever done. I mean, she says that, and so many people do, because it is. It is really, it has gotten us out there and taught us so much, and it's just amazing.
So what do you say to organizations that are at that point where you were, who we tend to think are really great organizations with huge potential, and they say, geez, this seems like a lot of work? It
is a lot of work. Pride campaigns are a lot of work, but they are worth every minute of it because of the conservation results that you couldn't get otherwise. I mean, if you're in the position you are and want to make a difference, I mean, it's the way to go. It's allowed us to do so much more in such a short period of time than I think we would have ever been able to do.